Hi,
Hello. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
That's
What
good.
about you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay,
My name is May.
okay. My name is Prem Sagar.
Prem? Prem?
Sagar. Prem, Prem.
Okay, Prem Sagar.
Sagar, yes. Prem Sagar. I'm from India.
Oh, good. Well, it's nice to meet you, Prem.
Okay,
Um, I'm from Guatemala.
Guatemala. Okay.
hmm And for your lesson today, what would you like to do?
Yeah, it's a free conversation.
Yeah, that's fine. So go
Yeah.
ahead and do you have a topic that you want to discuss?
No, nothing.
Okay, free conversation. We need to find a topic. So
Like, uh, means it's if not a free conversation means it's a formal like day to day conversation like that.
that's fine. So yeah, we need a topic. So go ahead and tell me more about yourself, I guess.
Okay.
hmm
Yeah, my name is Prem Sagar. I'm from India. I living in southern part of India. And my state is Karnataka.
hmm
Yeah, and India is the most populated country and it's a diverse country. We have a lot of languages and rituals and religions. All religions we have, and it's very natural country.
hmm
Yeah,
Good. So when you
yeah.
say it's a natural country, what do you mean?
Natural country means we have mountains, we have desert, we have beaches, we have forests.
So it's a in terms of the geography, it's very
Yeah, yeah,
diverse.
diverse. Yes.
Okay, good, good. That's awesome. And in India, do you travel a lot around to different places?
Yeah, I travel a lot in means it's a huge country. It's a big country because in world in it's the seventh largest country, I
hmm
think.
hmm
And I travel in southern part of India only, like neighbor states. I'm
Okay.
not at I'm not at visit another northern part of India. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Do you want to visit the northern part of India?
yeah, definitely. Because our capital city is in northern part of India, New Delhi. New Delhi is there, and mountains. You know, Himalayan mountains, Mount Everest.
Himalayan mountains.
Yes, yes.
Ah. So,
I
Mount Everest is in India?
Yeah, north, most north, top.
Huh.
Jammu Kashmir, Jammu Kashmir, and yeah, it has mountains.
Okay. I have a friend who is from Nepal.
Yeah, yeah. In between Nepal and India, yeah, there is
The
also
mountain.
yes, mountain.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I didn't know. I was curious. So part of the
Yeah,
mountain is on the Indian side and part is on the Nepali side.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Yeah.
And after that, we have fertile land in that area because lot of rivers are flown from that mountains.
hmm
Yeah, flowing from that mountains. When from they born in mountains and they flowing like some rivers they flowing to eastwards towards east and some rivers flows towards west. Yeah.
hmm
So northern part of India it has fertile land also.
Okay. The northern part has fertile land.
Yes, it's very good for agriculture.
hmm
Agriculture, yeah. Yeah, and even it's a huge country, most populated country in the world now. So, even the population to feed, it's why it want like grains, food, vegetable, everything.
Is there something specific that the land of India is really good for agriculture? Like one specific product or that like thrives in India?
Yeah, in our part, most of the means it's they grow means the crop is wheat, wheat,
Wheat. Okay.
yeah, wheat and sugarcane, wheat and sugarcane, yeah,
Those are the
and in
two.
in south paddy, paddy
South.
rice,
Oh,
rice,
oh, rice, rice. Okay.
rice, yeah, rice and lentils,
Mhm.
lentils and like paddy, like wheat. There is another one called jawar, jawar.
Mhm.
That like with jawar we can make rotis, chapati, rotis. Yes, bread, bread.
Bread. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, bread. Yes, we'll make
Okay.
it bread.
Oh, all right. That's
Yeah,
awesome. So that's those are the goods that are exported as well. Is
yeah, yeah,
India exports a lot of sugar cane
yeah.
and wheat and
Yes, yes,
rice,
and
lentils.
even in we have ghats means forest, forest, and that part even we grow tea and coffee also.
Okay, tea and coffee.
Yes, and
Okay.
rubber, rubber,
Rubber.
rubber, and spices.
Rubber is what we use on our shoes and like
Yeah,
tires.
yeah.
That's what it is?
Tires. Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay. And
yes.
then you also said what?
Spices.
Spices. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Okay. What are some of the most famous spices that come from India?
yeah. All spices are going here like cardamom, cinnamon, and like all those pepper.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, all those. Yes.
Good. That's awesome. I didn't know. I don't think I've ever heard about the agriculture that happens right in India.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
very means it's giving that Indian people employment. Yeah,
mhm, mhm.
basically agriculture sector is most giving it's giving employment for the people.
Yes, yes.
Agriculture and agriculture related works.
Mhm,
Yeah, first one is in top of the list agriculture, and we'll go to next. It will go to industry, and third one is service sector.
okay. Is it
Yes.
paid well? Do they
Yeah,
pay well?
mainly yeah. Indian agriculture is mainly depend on weather. So on time. So suppose we have rain, then only we can grow crops well.
Mhm,
Otherwise, in rainy season, that season, if we couldn't get on time properly rain, so the crop will vanish or yeah, it will not come properly. So
mhm,
totally, it will depend on the weather. It will depend on the rain. Yeah.
mhm. Yeah, it
But
definitely does.
I and these days, yeah, definitely we are progressing, we are developing because uh, irrigation. We have a lot of irrigation. We improvement to the irrigation and dripping system.
Mhm.
All those are doing now, but most of the areas means most of the agriculture people even now also they are depending on the rain.
Yeah.
That's why, and here what happened that industrialist, if suppose they produce any material, they can fix the rate. But in agriculture, this rate is not fixed by the agriculturist people.
Mhm,
Yeah, so it depend on the market. When they grow the all crops, when it comes to market in big portion, then that rates come down.
Mhm.
So agriculture people, means the thing they production, the agriculture what they produce, the material or thing or lentils or paddy whatever it is.
Mhm.
So when it come to market at a time, so that time the rate is decrease. The
Mhm.
rate will decrease. So they will not get good amount.
Okay.
It's the problem here.
All right. And so you know a lot about agriculture. Do you have anything to do with the agriculture side of India?
No, 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 no. I'm not a agriculture person. Means I'm working in a means I'm working in a government sector. I'm a public officer. I'm an officer.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, we are reading in our I read in syllabus when I was high school, when I was in college, and before getting job, I read for examination.
Mhm.
Yes, and I study. Yeah, I studied, and even now also every day we are reading newspapers and sometimes watching news,
Mhm.
and even day to day in practical life we are watching what means we are observing that farmers how their means how their life is going on.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
That's good. That's actually very good that you guys have a lot of background knowledge.
And even the land is means the land is broken land is there means like I have suppose 1 hectare land, 1 hectare land. So then I have 2 or 3 children. So then it will divided in 2 or 3 part
Mhm.
next. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that time the land will broken. When the land is decrease in portion,
Mhm.
it will not help to grow the farmer.
Yeah, you're right. Is there anything that they do to try to decrease the amount of land that's lost for farming?
Yes, yes.
What do they do?
So yeah, cooperative for agriculture is good. So we will unite the land, broken land, and we will do together agriculture,
Mhm.
and we will do all work from that land. Suppose 5 people we have 2 hectare land, then when we unite all 5 people land, we will get 10 hectare land, and we will do the farming in total area 10 hectare area, and we will uh, invest all the means labor and everything we invest in that land, and we can get profit.
Mhm.
It's good.
Oh, good, good. So there's definitely a way around that
Yeah,
problem, right? That's good.
yeah.
Are people actually willing to do that with their land? Willing to say, okay, well, yeah, let's use it for agriculture?
It's now they are not doing like that. It's not popular in most of the land, because they don't want to give the lands to other. Whatever they have the land, they want to do in that particular, and that in small area only, because they are very means they are, yeah, this land is from my ancestor, so I will do farming in whatever I have the land,
Mm.
whatever we have the land, whatever it may be. It may be small portion, but it may be small land, but I will do in that land agriculture. So they have like that, it's our ancestors land.
Mhm.
So I don't give to other person. Whatever we have the land, I will do the farming in that particular place.
Yeah.
They think
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I can see why they think that way. So I guess I don't know if you think of it that way. It could be a little selfish, but it's also like it's theirs, so it's kind of hard to tell them what to do.
Yeah, yeah,
Some people rather build a house or something. I think it's if they have land, that'd be perfect to grow.
yeah.
But
Suppose we have our ancestors' house, so we have we have the two or three brothers or sisters. So we if we have a big house, suppose if that is ancestral house, so
mhm.
we divide it for 2 to 3 parts.
Yes, yes, the inheritance.
Yeah, in it, yes.
Mhm.
So even in house also, it is house or it's farming land, whatever it is, we divide it and we own it because it's our ancestral.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's a very common thing. It happens
yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
normally.
sometime it's not good for us, but we are not thinking about that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think most people want to build a house, or if it's already a house, they're like, well, I got what I got a part for me so that they don't have to worry so much. So I can understand, but
Yes.
I also think that it's important to have a place where you can also plant and have crops and stuff. I
Yeah.
personally would love an area where I could plant stuff and whatnot. Guatemala is also a very fertile country for different forms of agriculture, for different fruits, vegetables, different types of crops. I don't know exactly which ones, um, but one of the most popular things that are grown here is coffee.
Coffee. Okay, okay.
Yeah, so Guatemala is known for its Guatemalan coffee. A lot of my students, that's how they know
Actually,
Guatemala.
very exact place in the world. Where is the Guatemala?
Guatemala, do you know where Mexico is?
Yes, Mexico. Okay,
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 so it's United States, Mexico, and then Guatemala is south.
okay,
It's
okay.
separate. It's a different country, but it's
Yeah,
south.
yeah, I know it's a different country. Yeah, yeah. Guatemala is different country. And which is the capital city in Guatemala?
Guatemala City.
Guatemala City. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Is it huge? Huge? It is a huge city.
Uh,
Big city.
yeah. Compared to other places, yes, Guatemala City is one of the biggest cities in Guatemala.
Okay, okay. And Guatemala's population is how much population?
I think last time I saw it, it's small relatively to India, but I think it was 17 million, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a lot of people, but it feels like it is a lot of people because yeah, 17.11 million was the last population count
11
that they
million.
did. Um, a lot of people live in the bigger cities. So, like for example, the capital is it's insane. There's too much traffic, too many people. But a lot of people go to the capital to work because that's where some of the best business well, the businesses grow. That's where there's a lot of commerce. That's where there's a lot of business opportunities, higher pay. But it's not the safest place. So Guatemala is a little bit, especially the capital. You kind of have to be careful. There's a lot of
Why?
robberies. There's a lot of
Oh,
crimes. There's a lot of kidnapping.
wow. Oh,
Here it becomes very brutal. So women aren't always safe. It depends where they are. Women are kidnapped and then trafficked, sex trafficked. Some people are killed for organ trafficking. So they take out people's organs and then they throw them on the street. It's not very
why they do?
good.
What they doing like this? Means.
So this happens a lot because there's a lot of poverty. And one of the easiest ways to gain wealth is through crime. We are so close to Mexico as well. In all of Central America, the drug cartels, it's a big business, it's a big thing. So, like, Mexico is a little bit worse than Guatemala, but the cartels come through to Guatemala as well. And there's a lot of people that are taken from here and then they're brought to Mexico and other places in the United States for sex trafficking, for organ trafficking. They do a lot of that for the black market. They make a lot of money, as well as drug trafficking and other things. It is not a good thing at all. There's a lot of corruption, though. So the police, like here, if a police officer stops me, if they want to, they can take my car, they can arrest me, whatever. Um, but if they do that so I can give them money. So people here, police officers will stop and they will ask for money in order for them to not give us a ticket or for them to not take away our car or something, you know. And a lot of them are influenced by the narcos, right? By these cartels, by these big drug dealers, and you know, people in power when it comes to all of this. So the police are in on it because they get money. The military is also sometimes in on it and controlled by this corruption, and the government. So there's a lot of people in government that also have ties with, like, you know, these big drug dealers, cartels, all that. So it starts from the top. If this becomes, if this gets cleaned, right, like the government and politics is clean, then everything else can be put in place and in order. Because Guatemala is a beautiful country, but it is unsafe. So, for example, in the capital, um, I live 4 hours away from the capital. I live in the second biggest city. Here, it's actually a lot calmer. Like, I drive with my windows down. I go everywhere alone. You know, I go to the store, I go here, I go there, I walk. I don't have any problems, you know. Here it's a little bit better. But in the capital, you're in your car and there's motorcycles everywhere. And sometimes the motorcycles knock on your window with a gun and they steal whatever you have, your phone, your wallet, your money. Uh, Sometimes these people steal like your jewelry. So if you have like a chain or rings, watches, whatever. So it's a problem, but the root of this problem is a lack of education opportunities. It's a lack of financial opportunities. It's just a lack of caring for the people that don't have anything. So people who don't have anything to eat, there's no way to get a job. What do? They just start robbing, or they start selling drugs, or they go um, into other things. You know what I mean? So it's just a messed up system that
Yeah.
nobody wants to help.
Yeah, actually, your country is it's not too big. It's a small country, not like that. It's a yeah, and the main thing is whatever we have the problem that solve is in the education system.
Hmm.
We have to good education system. Otherwise, the system will spoil. Yeah, and if we have good education system, so it will means it will teach us how to lead a life, how
Hmm.
to lead a disciplined life. Yeah,
Yes.
so we learn from education. Without good education, or we have good education, and even value education is most important.
Hmm. Hmm.
How to behave is very important.
Yes,
Yeah,
etiquette.
how to
Hmm.
lead life is very important, because in your countries the youths are addicted to drugs. Yeah,
Hmm.
most of the youths, they are addicted to drugs, so it's a huge problem in your country, like in Mexico and your yeah, is it North America or South America?
Uh,
I mean,
it's
which side?
it depends how you see it. Normally, people call it Central America.
Now, Central
Uh
America,
huh.
yeah.
But
Even the in Mexico also, it's a big problem. In Mexico also, yeah. Drug addictors and drug peddling is very, and crime is very high in Mexico also.
very.
Because a lot of time we heard that in Mexico, lot of means that whatever you said, like criminals and whatever they will snatch from you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, they point out the gun to you and they will get what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, and most of the time the government will not do anything, and the government people they involve in that means whatever they have the like system, they
Yes,
include in that even police, even army. Suppose the whole system is not
correct.
good, then we will not do anything. So it is very important. So we have good education. So the only way it will we will get from education only the discipline things. Yeah,
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I think it's something that definitely has to be implemented, better education, more
yeah,
accessible education. Because
yeah.
there's public schools, but the public schools are full of kids because a lot of the criminals aren't adults. A lot of the criminals are children. And the
Okay,
public schools are full of these kids that are criminals, but it's because they didn't have the proper education at home either.
education.
Yeah. So, it's not the best education for other kids to be put in public schools because it's not safe. There's a lot of drugs being passed around in the schools, alcohol being passed around in the schools by the kids. Um, so it's a big issue. I mean, I was born here and then I left when I was 3 with my family. We moved to the United States. I was raised in Connecticut, but last year I decided to come back to Guatemala. I love this country. I think that there's a lot of help that is needed, so I want to be able to do something right here to help people. But when we left, it was because my uncle was murdered. He was a bus driver,
Oh,
and
oh.
here they love to murder bus drivers.
Why?
They because what they do is they uh they do what's called an extortion. So they tell these bus drivers, you need to pay me this much of however much you make in a day. So for example, they ask for a percentage. It could be
Okay,
50%, it could be 75%, it could be 25%. And they force these bus drivers to give them that much money of whatever they make in a day, a week, a month, whatever. If they don't pay that or if they fight back, they kill them. It happens a
okay,
lot. So my uncle, this was in 2004. That's when it first started. My uncle was one of the first bus drivers. I think he was the third one to be murdered.
oh,
Um, and the people that murdered him were kids. It was a 13, 14, and 17-year-old who killed my uncle.
oh.
So
So they are in gang.
they are little gangs, yes.
Oh,
Because someone else, someone higher, will pay them to go do these jobs. So
oh.
from little kids, they teach these children how to kill, how to use guns, knives, machetes, and how to not feel any remorse. When you look at these kids, they
And
don't care.
yeah, are they not in control their parents? Means children?
Poverty. And a lot of these parents have way too many kids. There's no way to support them, there's no way to control them. And sometimes these kids do that so that their parents have food and so their brothers and sisters have food. So sometimes they do it to help and they don't tell their mom and dad. But some once you're in a gang, you can't get out of it. So if they started just to help their family, they can't get out or they're going to kill them and their family. So it's this vicious cycle that maybe the children didn't want to do something bad, but they needed the money and now they can't get out of it. So they just have to learn to keep being in that business because it's a business. They get paid for it. So it's unfortunately it's a really big vicious cycle that happens here in Mexico and in other countries in Central America.
Okay. What is the means? What is the poverty population? Means
Oh, it's a big chunk. There is a lot of, I don't know the percentage, but I would say that here, most people, like 75% of people, barely survive off of their off of their wages, and a lot of people don't even have a job. Like when I say poverty, they live on the street, they do not have clothes, no shoes, no food. Um, kids are selling candy on the street, so it's a there's a lot of poverty. But it was nice to meet you. Our time.
Okay, okay, okay,
Have a
okay.
great day.
Yeah, yeah.